A retailer has fixed the list price at 20% above the cost price. So if I take cost price as 100, list price or marked price would be 20% over it, that is 120. If he offers a discount of rupees 2 for a purchase of rupees 40, that means discount is of 2 when you are purchasing 40. What would be the discount if you are purchasing anything which list price is 120? It would be 2 by 40 into 120, that is 6 rupees discount. That means on list price of 120 he have given discount of 6 rupees. He have got 114 rupees as selling price. So cost price is 100, selling price is 114. He have gained 14 rupees over the cost price of 100. That means his gain percent is 14%. That is in option A. If x plus 10%, this is how we write percentages, x plus 10% of 240 is 60% more. 60% more means more always is written as 1 plus m by 100. That means 60% more would be 1.6 times, that would be 16 by 10. Then x% of 180. We need to solve this first and we need to find the value of x. 100 gone, then 64, 63, 4 is 4, so 10x plus 100 is equals to 12x, x is equals to 50. Fine. Now what is asked? 15% of x plus 20. So 15% of x plus 20 is 70, is 10.5. Is what percent less than 25% of x? 25% means 1/4 of x, that is 12.5. So how much is 10.5 less than 12.5? In absolute terms it is 2. In percentage it would be 2 by 12.5 into 100. That is 16%. So 15% of x plus 20, that is 10.5, is 16% less than 25% of x, and that features in option C. What is the sum which when divided among A, B, C, D in the proportion 2, 3, 5, 8 provides 8420 less to D than what it provides to him when the proportion is this? First of all, we need to convert this into the proper ratio format. Half is to 1/3 is to 1/5 is to 1/8. 3 into 5, 15. 15 into 8 is 120. 2 into 5, 10. 10 into 8 is 80. 2 into 3 is 6. 6 into 8 is 48. And 2 into 3 is 6. 6 into 5 is 30. Okay, this would be 60, 40, 24, 15. The new ratio. After minor change what we have, this should be more. The former ratio should provide D more than the new ratio. So former ratio was providing D how much? 8 by 18 part of the total value, minus the new one is providing 15 by 139. And how much this is? 139 into 8 is 1112, minus 18 into 15 is 270, minus 1112 would be 842. divided by 18 into 139. So 842 divided by 18 divided by 139 happens to be 33.65%, and this much is equals to 8420, isn't it? Then how much is 100? 33.65, if we take 8420 is divided by 33.65, we'll get 25022, and yes, that is there. 25020 is the answer. Or simply we can calculate this as 842 by 18 into 139x is 8420, and then we may use this 8420 into 18 into 139 divided by 842 is 25020. It goes 10 times. So the sum which we are talking about is rupees 25,020, that is in option C. In how many ways can X give rupees 500 to Y using only 100 and rupees 20 notes? Okay, so can we have this equation? 100x plus 20y is equals to 500. Okay, so if I divide this by 20, it will become 5x plus y is equals to how much? 25. Now, actually this sum is simple, that the equation is 5x plus y equals to 25, and we need to find the values of x and y such that they are in integers. To solve this, what we do, we start putting up one of these as 0. Suppose this, if I put x equals to 0, then y will become entirely 25. Now, since the coefficient of x is 5 and coefficient of y is 1, I'll start increasing the coefficient of x by 1 and start decreasing the coefficient of y by 5, and we will end up always getting 25. Let's see how. If x is 1, y will be 25 minus 5, that is 20, and we can check 20 plus 5 is 25. When x is 2, y would be 15. When x is 3, it would be 10. When x is 4, then y would be 5. When x is 5, y would be 0. So these are the possible solution set which we can have. Now, what is the condition given? Condition that she has only 16 notes of y. That means the maximum value of y that we can have is 16. That means this gone, this gone. We are left with 4 set of answers now. But again we have one more condition, and it says that use the notes of both the denomination. That means x or y cannot be equals to 0. That means 50 is again striked out. So we are left with 3 possible solution, and that is 215, 310 and 45, and this combination will give rupees 500. So in how many ways it can be done? It can be done in 3 ways. Option B is the answer. What is the area of a trapezium whose parallel sides are 12 and 16? This is 12 and this is 16, and this is a trapezium. And whose height is equals to, height h is equals to that of an equilateral triangle of side √3 centimeter. That means height is nothing but height of an equilateral triangle. Height of an equilateral triangle is given by √3 by 2 into side of an equilateral triangle. That is √3 by 2 into √3, that is 3 by 2. Now, if in case we have forgotten what is the area of the trapezium, how to do this? This is A, this is B, and this is H. Area of trapezium is area of this particular triangle ABC, that is half into H into B, plus area of ACD, that is half into H into A, and if we add up, it is half into H into A plus B, that is area of the trapezium, isn't it? So area of our trapezium would be half into height, that is 3 by 2, into A plus B. 12 plus 16 is 28. 28 divided by 4 is 7. That gives us 21 centimeter square as area of the trapezium. That is in option B. These kind of question can be easily done by framing simultaneous equation, isn't it? A person gains 357 on selling a table at 13% gain. So I'll have 13x, okay, x is the table cost price, and a chair at 6% gain, chair by, plus 6y equals 35700, isn't it? Because it's in percentage, I need to multiply by 100. If we sell the table as 15% gain, table at 15% gain, and chair at 8% loss, the gain would be 20300. Fair enough. So we can, what do they ask? What is the actual cost of chair? Chair is y, we need to find the value of y. So it would be simply, if I multiply this by 15 and multiply this by 13, and then if I subtract these two would be gone. 6 into 15 is 90y, plus 13 into 8 is 104y, equals, now I need my Bondhu, 35700 into 15 is 5355500, and 203 into 13 is 263900 minus 5355500 will give us what? 271,600, and this is 194. Let's divide here itself, divide by 194, and that gives 1400. Therefore, with help of calculator, we have got y equals to 1400 straight away. There was some calculation which was done directly on the calculator. What is the actual cost of the chair? Actual cost of the chair is 1400, and that features in option C. If two numbers are respectively 25% and 40% less than the third number, suppose the third number is 100, then the first number is 25% less, that would be 100 minus 25, that is 75, and the second number is 40% less, that is 100 minus 40, that is 60. Then what is the ratio of these two numbers? 75 is to 60, divide by 15, 5 is to 4. The two numbers are 5 is to 4 in ratio. Option D fits in. A beautiful question to learn the concept of present value and future value. If today we have amount X in our hand, suppose, and we want to know what will happen after n years to this amount if it grows at the rate of g% per annum compounding, then this is known as future value, and it is given by x into 1 plus g to the power n. Now if we are standing here today and if we want to know that what was its value n years ago, if it was growing at the rate of g% per annum compounded, then this is known as present value. Fine. And present value is calculated as x upon 1 plus g to the power n. X divided by 1 plus g to the power n. Today we are standing with our x, that is 1,21,000. It increases at a rate of 10% per annum, that is g. What is the difference between population 3 year hence, that means future value after 3 years, and that of 2 years ago, and the present value 2 years ago? So first let's calculate future value 3. That will be 121,000 into g is 10%. So 1 plus g would be 1.1 to the power 3. So that would be 1,21,000 into 1.1 to the power 3 is 1.331. That gives 161,051. 161,051. And now we need present value 2 years ago. That would be 121,000 divided by 1.1 whole square. Now this is 121,000 divided by 1.21. That is equals to 1 lakh. Now what is the difference between 161,051 and 1 lakh? Obviously the difference is rupees 61,051. 61,051 features in option B. The length of a rectangle is 48 meter and its perimeter is 150. We know perimeter of a rectangle is twice length plus breadth, that is 150. That means length plus breadth is 75. Breadth is 75 minus 48. 15, 8, 7, 27. Okay. What will be the perimeter of a square whose area is equal to the area of this rectangle? So if I take this as side x, then x square is 48 into 27. Okay, 2 into 24, 2 into 12, then 6. Okay, and this is 3 into 3 into 3. 3, 3, 9 and 4. That is 36. X is equals to 36. Side of the square is 36. That means perimeter of the square is 36 into 4. That is 144 meters. Yes, that is in option B. What is the standard deviation of the given data? Okay, first we need to know the formula. Standard deviation square is summation of x minus x bar whole square by n. Now what is x bar? X bar is arithmetic mean or simple average of the data, which is calculated as total of all the values divided by n. So let's calculate this first. 10 plus 28 plus 13 plus 18 plus 29 plus 30 plus 22 plus 23 plus 25 plus 32. That is 230. Divided by how many data are given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means mean is 23. Now we need to subtract these numbers from 23 and then square up. 10 minus 23 is minus 13, square is 169. 28 minus 23 is 5, square 25. 13 minus 23 is minus 10, square 100. 18 minus 23 minus 5, square 25. 29 minus 23 is 6, square is 36. 30 minus 23 is 7, 49. 22 will give minus 1, that is 1, and then 23 will give 0, square is 0, 25 is 2, square is 4, 32 minus 23 is 9, and square is 81. We need the sum of these only square numbers which we have calculated. That would be 169 plus 125 plus 25 plus 36 plus 50 plus 85, and that is 490. That means SD square is 490 divided by 10, that is 49. Therefore standard deviation is root over 49, that is 7, and it is in option B. If 54 persons can complete 3/8 part of the task in 36 days, then how many more persons are required to complete 2/3 of the same task in 48 days? We know the drill, that how these three variable MWD is connected as far as time and work sphere is concerned, isn't it? That would be M1 D1 by W1 is equals to M2 D2 by W2, famously known as my MDH masala formula. So now we'll put in 54 into 36 divided by 3 by 8, that will be into 8 by 3, equals M2 into 48 divided by 2/3, that would be into 3 by 2. Okay, so 3 times 118, so M2 equals 18 into 36 into 8 into 2 by 48 into 3, 224, then 3, 6, 3, 4 and 9. So that gives 72. We require 72 people to do this task, 2/3 of the task in 48 days. Now the question is, how many more people are required? So extra number of men required are 72 minus 54. That is equals to 18. Option B fits in. The average age of female employee in a retail shop is 35 years. Average of female is 35. The total number of employees are 210. The overall ratio of female and male staff is 1:2. Okay, this ratio is 1:2. The total average age of the employee is 40 years. I'll use my Rule 6 jungle rule butterfly diagram to solve this easily. Let the average age of male employees X. Then since the average of 35 and X is 40 and 40 is greater than 35, that means X should be greater than 40. Then only the average of 35 and something greater than 40 would be 40, isn't it? Distance between 40 and 35 is 5, and distance between X, which is more than 40, is X minus 40. Now we can solve this. X minus 40 by 5 is equals to 1 by 2. X minus 40 is 2.5. X equals to 42.5. Or here itself also we can do it, like if 2 means 5, then 1 means 2.5. If 2 apple cost is 5, then 1 apple cost is 2.5. That means X minus 40 is equals to 2.5. X equals to 40 plus 2.5, that is 42.5. Average of male employee is 42.5 years, and there, yes, we have in option A. We can also do it by linear equation. That is fine. It's okay. We can have like x plus y equals 210, then 35x, the total number of the overall ratio of male and female staff is 1:2. So with this also we can start. Let this be x and this is 2x. Then x plus 2x is 210. We can find the number of male employees and then find the average age of the male employees. But why to do such a lengthy process, isn't it? When rule 6, jungle rule butterfly diagram alligation process is more suitable enough to do these kind of questions. If the marks distribution of a number of candidates in an examination out of 100 are in accordance with the table given below, what is the estimated number of candidates who score between 58 and 72? Now we can see that we require 58. 58 lies here somewhere, and 72 is here somewhere. Now we can average it out. From 55 to 60, how many specific whole numbers do we have in this particular class interval? 56, 57, 58, 59. That is 4. And if we are taking 60 also, but here 60 is already taken up, but here it is also equals to sign, so we have 60 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 element accounts to 80. That means on an average, one element will account to 40 by 5, that is 8. This was 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So scoring 58 are 8, scoring 59 is 8, scoring 60 is 8. Now from 60 to 65 is 50. Fine, we take this. From 65 to 70 is 40. We take this. That means from 60 to 70, we can say from 60 to 70 both inclusive, we have 90 candidates. So now we look at this particular class from 70 to 75. It includes 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, but not 75. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks which is being taken up by 30 students. So averages would be 6 student per marks. So for 71 we will have 6, for 72 we will have 6. Now for 58, 59 we have 8 and 8, that is 16. From 60 to 70 we have 50 plus 40, that is 90. And for 71 and 72 is 12. So it comes to 118. So there are 118 students who have scored between 58 to 72, that is in option C. In a hexagon shaped park, hexagon shaped means 6 sides, some trees are to be planted in such that each corner has a tree. Okay, so each corner has a tree. We have 6 trees here, and equal number of trees should be on each side. How many trees would be needed if each side must have 6 trees? So in this side we have 1, 2 already. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also we need 4 more. Here also we need 4 more, 4 more, 4 more, and 4 more, isn't it? So if we look at this 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 into 6 is 24 trees, and at the corner point we require 6 more. That means in total we require 30 trees to be planted around this park, so that each side should have 6 trees and at the corner we have tree each. Option D fits in. It's look like that it is 6 trees on each side, so it should be 6 into 6, 36. No, that is the wrong way to calculate. We need only 30 trees here. Option D fits in. Find the value of. We will be using BODMAS rule. We know that. Let's solve the bracket first. What is inside the bracket? And off first. So this is 2 1/3 is 7 by 3. Off is into, that is 14 plus 1, 15 by 2. That will become 35 by 2. Now is divide 35 by 6 into 3 by 6 plus 1, 7. That would be 5 by 2. So in bracket we have 5 by 2 minus 35 by 2. That is minus 30 by 2 minus 15. Now 6 1 by 3 is 19 by 3, and plus 26 plus 1 is 27 by 2 minus 15. So if we take LCM 6, 19 into 2 38 plus 27 into 3 81 minus 90 minus 9, it would be 29 by 6. Now 29 by 6 is 4 times 24 5, 4 5 by 6, 4 5 6. 4 5 by 6 is in option D, and that is the answer. In TCS NQT examination, lot of questions on arithmetics are also asked, like nearly 15 to 20% of the aptitude questions are from arithmetic. I'll give you the link in the description. Please go through those videos on statistics, also all specific videos on statistics, and do practice that too. Thank you everyone for participating. This is Mohit Jain signing off from MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you. Stay safe, practice more, do well, best wishes, and I'll see you soon, very soon.